fun time, it's actually so Utana can turn into a car. So Andy can drive her to the outside world. They drive through a dangerous highway full of evil cars out to kill them. Speed through Cinderella's castle, and then burst through the rose-petal chest of Akio, Anthony's murderous, incestuous big brother. The final shot of the film is of Anthi and Utana embracing naked on a broken car in the apocalyptic wasteland, and that's what it feels like for girls when we have our period every month.
Alright guys, so according to our actual time, we have like 4 minutes left, but there's the half-hour buffer that the staff is, being nice enough to let us use up, so do you guys want us to keep going? Your half hour is mine, bitch. For the male outlook on puberty, we have Neon Genesis God. We have no idea what the fuck we are talking about. This teaches us that puberty is a whole lot like giant robots. And your mom, for some reason. I'm going to spoil Evangelion by talking about the movie, which opens with Shinji masturbating onto Asuka, who is currently in a coma, and ends with him choking her to death 1.5 times. And I'm done! Why should I write anything else? How could I possibly be funnier than masturbating onto a coma patient, and then choking someone to death fractionally? Accessible to the drooling, unwashed masses of anime fans out there, because it was far too philosophical. So, to make the movie more accessible, Gainax had Shinji masturbate onto a comatose Asuka, and then choke her to death. Awesome! Here's a funny story. We originally were going to spoil Evangelion by beating up a 5-year-old in a cowboy suit while spraying down the audience with super soakers filled with Tang. We decided against it because we couldn't remember if they still make Tang.
And speaking of robots and your mom, Terminator. Sometime around the turn of the 21st century, humanity designed a computer system to not only manage data, but to actually make decisions for us. Shockingly, this turned out to be a bad idea. Skynet nuked the fuck out of us, built an army of robots to finish us off, and sent some of them back in time to kill the leader of the human resistance before he became badass. This too turned out to be a bad idea, because it turns out if they hadn't tried to kill John Connor, he wouldn't exist. However, the time travel plan wasn't a complete failure. John Connor is alive, and he is badass, but at least he has throat cancer now. In fact, recent evidence suggests that the Terminator franchise has itself been taken over by Skynet. John Connor, the brilliant leader, expert on his enemies, has mysteriously vanished. In his place, we have John Connor, who talks like Batman. Even worse, the hottest Terminator ever, or so I am reliably informed, has been replaced by heels. Instead of a resistance which clearly has a shot at defeating Skynet, we have a resistance that clearly has a shot at getting ported to the Xbox. Really, though, the surprising part is that Terminator was ever good to start with. It's basically mainstream cyberpunk. Are we really getting our dark visions of a heartless future from the man now? Whose idea was that? I mean, think about it. If you give a genre whose very nature is to denounce the soulless entities that control how we think, to the soulless entities that control how we think, wouldn't you expect everything awesome about it to turn into complete shit? Terminator 4 was inevitable. Logically, the richer the franchise gets, the more it has to suck.